How to use Kit with Jenkins. Here's today's starting point. I have a Jenkins LTS controller version 2.440.3. Attached to this controller, I have an agent that has the Kit CLI installed on it. Now you might be asking yourself, what is Kit? We can find Kit at kitops.ml. And what Kit does is it allows us to easily hand off data, notebooks, whatever, between different people in your ML projects. Now, what does that really mean? Let's go take a look at the quick start guide over on Kit. So what we can do is we can package up a model, a notebook, and data sets into a single model kit that you can share through your existing tools. What we'll do is we'll push the model kit package to a public or private registry. In our case, we're going to use a public registry. And then from there, you can grab only the assets you need from the model kit for whatever case you may be doing, whether it's testing, integration, or even deployment. So before we get started, what we need to do is make sure we have the Kit CLI set up on our machine. Now, in my case, on my agent, I do have the Kit CLI already installed. We'll verify that as we run our job. And then from there, we'll be creating a model kit to actually package our application. So what does that really mean? Well, first off, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our CLI version is set. That's going to be Kit version. We're going to use Docker Hub as our registry for managing our model kit. So we'll be logging into Docker Hub. Then we'll create a sample model kit. Now there's an example repository for this video. The link to that repository is down in the description. In my case, if you were to take a look at that, we're using the model kit examples TensorFlow Tabular as the example model. We'll take a look at this a little bit more in a minute. Now, since we're using the TensorFlow Tabular model as our basis, what I've already done is I downloaded that model kit, extracted it, and then all of the data that came in that model kit now lives within my repository. When I extracted it, I had a notebooks directory, I had models, and I had data. So everything is right here set and ready to go. Let's take a look back at our example. We'll check out our local repository, meaning in our case, what's on our agent. We'll do a kit list. Then we're going to pack it up and give it a name. If you've worked with Docker at all and you've built container images, this is very similar to how we're doing it. When we see kit pack, maybe think Docker build. So we're saying kit pack dot, and we're giving it a tag. We'll list it out to make sure it's there. Then we'll push our model up to our repository, or in this case, our Docker Hub registry. And then I could go ahead, pass out that link and say, okay, let's go ahead and download that. And then from that point, I could use whatever I wanted to out of that model. So what does this look like within our repository? What we have is our Jenkins file. We had all the data coming in from that initial model kit, the one for TensorFlow Tabular. And then we have our kit file. Think of the kit file as a Docker file. So if we take a look at our kit file, what we're saying here is we want to package this up. And I took the exact kit file that came from that model and just pasted it in here. I made no changes to it at all. We'll notice here that it's referencing a model, code, and data sets. Notice that the data sets are in reference to wherever we're at right now within our path. So the .data file, I have a train CSV and a test CSV. All of my notebooks for this project are in the .notebooks directory. And then my actual model is in the models directory. So if we go ahead and take a look at those, when we take a look within data, we see test CSV and train CSV. Within models, we see all the files that are necessary for our model. And then notebooks, we have our notebooks defined within there. So what are we going to do within our Jenkins file? If we think back to the quick start, what we saw is we were needing to check our version, which is what we're doing in the very first stage. What I'm doing is I want to make sure I'm starting out with a clean, no cached environment. So I'm doing a kit remove all force. Basically, if there's anything there, get rid of it. Next up, we'll do a kit list to verify that everything is truly gone. Then we'll do our kit pack, giving it the tag of our registry server, registry org, model name, and model tag. All of these environment variables are defined up in the environment block. We've also defined a dhcreds credential to be able to interact with my specific space within Docker Hub. So we do our pack. Then we'll make sure that it exists there. That's our kit list. Next, we'll go ahead and log in to Docker Hub. Notice we're specifying the login to docker.io. We'll push that model up to Docker Hub. So we're just saying kit push. So we do a kit pack, a kit push, and then finally within our post always, we're going to go ahead and log out of Docker Hub. So let's go ahead and go over to Docker Hub before we run the job. Within my Docker Hub space, what I have is I have already a handful of different other repositories here, but notice there is no repository related to model kit. Now, what is model kit? Let's go back over here. Notice here we have our model name. My model name is My Model Kit. Right now, we have no My Model Kit within Docker Hub. Let's go and go back over into our job. Let's go ahead and run our kit job. Now that the job completed, let's go and scroll up to the top and walk our way through it. We can see here our kit version is at 020. We do our full remove of the run. What we can see is that there was some information there, but when we actually run our kit list, it's completely empty. So we have no caching that's going to be happening within here. We say our kit pack and we're giving it our tag. So it builds everything out for us. So the model is saved. When we do our kit list, we can see the new repository ID with the tag. We see all the information coming from our kit file. The maintainer was in the kit file. The name was in the kit file. And we can see everything here is about 3 meg. We log into Docker Hub, we push it up, and then finally we logged out. Now, since the job is successful, let's go back over to Docker Hub. Let's refresh this page. And what we see now is we see My Model Kit's defined. It was pushed about a minute ago, and the latest tag is there. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us on X at CloudBees. If this video was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to CloudBees TV yet, why not? Take a moment, click on that subscribe button, and then ring that bell, and you'll be notified anytime there's new content available on CloudBees TV. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.